This is tyranny. But it did not appear that way to Padre Pio. He considers it as part of his sacrifice. More pain, more gain. More pain, more merits. More merits, more souls saved. And he narrated personally later on that 10,000 souls would knock at his door every night, and they would thank Padre Pio for offering his pain, his sacrifice, for the remission of their sins. So could you imagine, for 12 long years, every day, 365 days a year, he would receive souls coming to his room where he was incarcerated in order to thank him, telling him, "Thank you, Padre Pio, because of you we are going to heaven, and before going to heaven we would like to thank you." These are souls who have no one to pray for, and they have been there in purgatory for so long. Not just for the dead, not just for those who are in purgatory, Padre Pio could also intercede for those who are living. How many conversions have happened? Hardened sinners. Eventually they will be converted because Padre Pio has been repairing for their sins, offering his pain for their conversion, for their change of heart. From isolation, displaced Pietrelcina, and later on when he was transferred in San Giovanni Rotondo, when he was transferred in that place, what happened? The whole town was populated. Everybody wants to share the holiness of this great man. Now it's almost like a city. You'll see everywhere there are now houses, when 30 years, 40 years ago, this was an isolated place. Could you imagine what is the effect of one holy priest? Enough to have one holy priest, and we have the whole town converted, we have the whole city converted, the whole Italy converted. And this was up to 1968. Eventually, when he had enough sufferings, the Lord thought it best that he should be free from his incarceration. He was tested to be really a holy person. He was tested to be really loyal to God. And he was, by Pius XI's order, released from his interdict. And he was again allowed to mix with the people. And you could imagine, as early as 5 o'clock, so many people would queue in for confession because they had been converted by the stigmata of Padre Pio and by the words of wisdom that comes from Padre Pio, and above all, by the power of miracles. He could read minds. For instance, you're at the end of the church. You cannot talk to Padre Pio. You just say, "Oh, Padre Pio, I hope I can talk to you because my child is so sick, he's dying." And Padre Pio could read that. And right away the signal comes to his heart, and he will say, "Hey, you at the back, near the door, come. Yes, I tell you, your child now is healed." Could you imagine that? He was found in the church celebrating Mass. He was found there in the confessional box at the same time, and he was found at the same time also in the hospital healing somebody or curing somebody, and somebody was dying. He said, "Oh, a doctor came to me. He's bearded, but he was in uniform. And he just touched me, and he told me I'm healed. That's why now I'm totally healed. Cancer, whatever. All those terminal cases, they find healing just by asking Saint Pio." So he in fact said, "Anyone who would send his guardian angel to me, I will not refuse him. I will listen to him." How is this done? I know that I have a guardian angel. You too. You have your guardian angels. You want Padre Pio to intercede for you? You tell your guardian angel, "Hey, my guardian angel, could you please do me a favor? Go to Padre Pio. Tell him I need help right now. I am sick. I'm suffering. Or I'm in crisis. I'm depressed. I don't know what to do anymore with my life. And this guardian angel will go to Padre Pio. One day, they asked Padre Pio, how come he would pray 17 rosaries a day? If one rosary will take us something like 30 minutes, times 17, that would take us something like 8 to 9 hours. So what is he doing there, kneeling down before the crucifix, before the tabernacle, praying the rosary and tinkering the rosary? And one day, he was glad to reveal it to his confreres. You know what I'm doing there? While tinkering my rosary and praying the Hail Mary, I am listening to 10,000 guardian angels who are queuing in order that I should intercede with my pain in union with the infinite merits of Jesus Christ for the problem of Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so, etc., etc. And every day, therefore, he would have 17 rosaries. Now that Padre Pio has been canonized, now that he is dead, it doesn't mean that he cannot intercede anymore. He said it very clearly. If I'm dead, I'll be more powerful, because up there in heaven, as long as you send your guardian angel in order to talk to me, I will listen to that guardian angel and I will answer for all your requests more than when I was alive. And perhaps what he was saying, well, now I'm so close to God. In heaven, I'll be there united with God. So whatever I ask from God, naturally, it will be pleasing to Him. If it is in accordance with His holy will, I will always intercede. So you see the power of the cross, the power of sacrifice in reparation for sins. And Saint Pio is a patron saint for suffering. He puts into practice all that is said by John Paul II in Salvifici Doloris, not to waste our pain, because pain is not just punishment. It can be used as a substitute for the redemption, for the remission of the sins of mankind.